And now for the most important piece of news, fireflies. Hello everybody and welcome back to some more Dragalia Lost content, and in today's video we're going to be going over the recent updates in Dragalia Lost. First of all, let's talk about the Dragon Special. Now, I did mention this in a previous video. Basically, it's an easy skip. I recommend you do not summon on the showcase. It did begin already, and it lasts until the 25th Pacific Standard Time, the 26th, other time zones. So after this showcase, we should be getting the Gala. So if you do want to summon on the showcase, I do recommend you wait until at least the last day, because we should get news of a Gala. Again, these dragons are pretty meh. Nidhogg and Nyarlathotep are not really too great. Maybe Nidhogg for healers, especially for High Jupiter, which is pretty much confirmed at this point. It isn't confirmed, but it pretty much is. So, it could be useful for that. Again, Pazuzu is getting a buff in this update, which I'll discuss a little bit later. So Pazuzu might be something you want to chase after. But again, I don't think it's really worth it. Again, High Mercury, you don't need a 5-star strength dragon at all. So it's up to you if you want to or not. Again, we don't even have Mercurial Gauntlet released for these elements yet. So you probably don't need it just yet. So again, Dragon Special, you should skip it, in my opinion. It's a pretty easy skip, honestly. Also, we got Astral raids, and we have a brand new Astral raid coming on this weekend. This weekend is going to be Valfair. Now, we had Valfair as a boss battle before in the event that gave us Sufang. So it was like an explosion event or something. I don't remember what the event was called, but we got Sufang from it. So Valfair is a water boss, so you want to use wind enemies. He also inflicts bog, so you want to use bog resistance, wind enemies. Again, Sufang is an option. Sufang was free if you got him back then. There's also a lot of bog resistant adventures out there they can choose from. Maribel, just Maribel, Linyu, Galaranzo. There's so many out there that you can choose from. Again, we have an amazing healer in Lowen, so this honestly should be a pretty easy fight unless they make his difficulty absolutely insane. I am looking forward to this fight, though. I love Valfair's flexes. We all know he's going to flex on us like JoJo, so I cannot wait for that. It's going to be a lot of fun. I'm going to make so many memes with Valfair. But anyways, that's not the point. That's not the point. We should be getting strength augments from Valfair, so this is really nice to see. I think they're just going to switch off every weekend between, Valfair and Hypnos at the moment until they release more ones or something like that. I don't know. We'll have to see what they do once there's actually more of them. Maybe they're just going to do a different boss every week, but that seems like a lot of work for them, so I don't think they're going to do that. So again, we'll have to wait and see what they actually end up doing. Maybe they'll end up combining maybe like HP bosses on one weekend and then strength bosses on another weekend. That sounds like a pretty good idea. Again, we'll have to wait and see what they do. Really looking forward to this fight, though. It's going to be a lot of fun to meme Valfair up. But the most important piece of news, of course, is the new Jeanne d'Arc. This is beautiful. Of course, we got Greedy Manticore, but nobody likes him. So, Jeanne d'Arc, Void Jeanne d'Arc, is actually a light. She's not shadow, she's light. It says right there, light. It says what adventure or what element they are. So, you're going to use shadow element to defeat Void Jeanne d'Arc. Now, first things first. Jeanne d'Arc is beautiful. Second thing, Jeanne d'Arc was once a benevolent holy knight of legend, but has lost every trace of her former self as she succumbs to black mana's corruption. She now delights in the grief and sorrow of the innocent and devotes herself to spreading the fires of war. Who could stop this beautiful maiden who is bent on destruction? Now that last part sounds like they're trying to sell her. Who can stop this beautiful maiden? But overall, I think this is going to be an awesome fight. I'm really looking forward to it. Again, this confirms High Jupiter is pretty much coming. They wouldn't release this unless there's gonna be a High Dragon trial that requires you to use Shadow Element adventures against a Light Element boss. So again, more confirmation on High Jupiter. Also, I believe there's been sound files, data mine in the game that have like paralysis or something like that. I don't remember. There was a Reddit post on it. So so High Jupiter is like 99.9% confirmed. If they release High Zodiac, I will be so mad. I'll disinstall. No, I won't disinstall. But I'll be really, really mad if they do that. Because again, I want High Zodiac to be like the hardest content in the game. I want it to be really challenging. I have so high hopes for High Zodiac once that's actually released. That'll probably be released around the 1-year anniversary. We'll have to wait and see. But again, I really think High Jupiter is coming. Jupiter was even in the chapter that was just released, Chapter 9. So it's pretty much 99% going to be High Jupiter. But we still don't have confirmation, which really racks my brain. Like, why? Just confirm it already. It's probably going to come around either the 25th, once the Dragon Special ends, or they're going to do it on when the update releases, which we'll talk about the update soon, which is on the 28th or 29th. So they're going to do it around then. That's what I think, because they did say it was kind of coming at the end of this month. But again, we'll have to wait and see. So back to Void Jeanne. First of all, I love her design. Void Jeanne's design is amazing. This is pretty much what I was hoping her design to be. But at the same time, I'm a little bit sad. Now, why am I sad? It's mainly because we're not going to be getting a Void Jeanne or a Jeanne anything as an adventure, at least for a while. That's what makes me sad the most. Now, of course, if you know Jeanne d'Arc in other games, especially like a Void Jeanne in other games, which is actually called Alter Jeanne, or like Jeanne's Dark Side, the evil Jeanne, I'll throw some pictures up of her from other games, like from FGO and from Grand Blue Fantasy. Personally, I absolutely love both their designs. Now, of course, I like the FGO version more, just because I'm more familiar with FGO, I think. But I love the FGO version. She will always be #1 in my heart. But I was really hoping we would get a playable, alter version of Jeanne. Unfortunately, though, it doesn't look like that's going to be the case. Even if it was an HP Dragon, HP Dragons aren't really too useful. But even if she was an HP Dragon, I would still love that because it's Jeanne. Jeanne is amazing. I love Jeanne. So I have both Jeannes. I have Dragon Jeanne and normal Jeanne d'Arc. So I was really hoping, they'd make an Alter Jeanne available in the game. But we won't be getting Alter Jeanne in the game, which is really sad. Again, that really hurts my heart. I really did want an Alter Jeanne, but oh well. I was also hoping for an Adventurer Jeanne, which I don't think we'll get because in Grand Blue Fantasy, and FGO, there's Jeanne that's playable as they're not adventures in those games, but you know what I mean. Like, they're playable. You could use them as like your main character or whatever in those games. So I was hoping we would get something like that, but it's unfortunately not looking to be like that, which is kind of sad. Most games, they push Jeanne d'Arc if they have her, because everybody knows Jeanne d'Arc. Everybody loves Jeanne d'Arc. So they would push her, try to sell her, but that's not looking like what they're going to be doing. I hope maybe one day we could actually get these Void bosses as dragons. I don't know how, because, they're Void, they're corrupted by mana. So I don't understand how they would be on our team, but I could always hope, right? I could always hope maybe they'll make some story chapter which allows us to take control of them or something. I don't know. Maybe turn them to the good side. I have no idea. There's a lot of things they could do with Void battles. That's all in the future, though. But those are my thoughts on Void Jeanne. Again, I love her so much. Hopefully, we'll see some fight mechanics from High Jupiter in her fight. Maybe it's going to help us prepare. I'm really excited. Maybe they're going to make it like a super high HP check, which you'll need like Cleo's defense up as well as like a defense Wormprint or something to survive, and defense and HP co-abilities to survive or something. I don't know. There's a lot of hope. Also, I see a baby scroll right there. That's really weird. I have like never seen a baby scroll. That's really weird. Okay, anyways, that's not the point. Let's stop talking about the Void battles again. Greedy Manticore, no one cares about him. So I already clicked Astral Raids. Okay, go back to the version update. We have version 1.10.0 coming on the 20th of July Pacific time. Now, this is huge because we actually just had an update pretty recently. I didn't think they would make this update so soon. Again, we do get a free 10-fold summon voucher once the automatic update is released. The automatic update says right there it'll occur a day after, so don't stress too long. You won't have to wait too much. We should be getting High Jupiter either on the 28th or the 29th, maybe 30th or something. So we should be getting High Jupiter on one of those days. If it is High Jupiter, we should be getting one of those days. Again, 10-fold summon voucher is released on every single update, so that's very yummy. Now, the biggest piece of news from this update is alliances. This is huge. We had a confirmation of alliances. They told us, hey, we're making a sort of guild feature called alliances. We don't know when it's going to come out, but we are making it, just so you know. And here it is. It was in What's Ahead Part 5, and this was, I believe, the last piece of information on What's Ahead Part 5, unless High Jupiter is the last piece of information. But you know what I mean. They also might make, I just thought of this, they might make a Dragalia digest for High Jupiter and the Gala once that's actually, like a combination video. That'd be really cool. I really like those Dragalia digest videos, so they might do that. But anyways, also alliances. They can like combine it all into one Dragalia digest. But that's not the point. Let's talk about, I said that's not the point so many times in this video. I don't know why. Alliances is huge. Now, you're able to form an alliance of up to 30 players and communicate with each other. You can either form a new alliance and become its leader, or become a member of existing alliance by joining it. It should say an existing alliance. That's really weird. That's bad grammar. Shake my head, Dragalia Lost devs. It's okay. No, I love you guys. Sai Games is the best. So 30 players can be in your alliance at once, which is amazing. You already know I will make a Trippy Town alliance as soon as it drops. I'll try recording it or something so I can make a video. Also, I'll probably make a video on alliances just because I love alliances. Anyways, let's talk more about this. So when you're part of an alliance, you can chat and play co-op with members of the same alliance. There are lots of uses for alliances. For example, you could come up with a strategy before tackling bosses, or get help for a quest you just can't seem to beat on your own. You can even send notifications to the devices of other members in your alliance when looking for other players for co-op. Now that is kind of going to be kind of annoying. Unfortunately, though, I do have my notifications muted, so I do think that's going to be pretty annoying. But again, you can change your notification settings, which is, thankfully you can change them. But you can see over here, it says over here. Where is it? Wait, no, I think that's lower on the thing. Okay, never mind. That's lower. I was gonna say there's lower. There's like I'll just go down there. Where is it? Right there. There's crest. That's where it is. There's crest. That's what I was looking at. But over here, it shows how you can form your alliance and whatever. So that's really cool. I'm really looking forward to alliances. They haven't confirmed any sort of global chat option. Thankfully, I'm really hoping there's not a global chat. I do think global chat would be kind of fun, but at the same time, that's way too memey. Again, we got amazing names: Drag Prep Forever and Juggernaut. We've already had this exact picture before, I believe. So, yeah, over here you can actually change the room from open, closed, which is like private, and then also alliance. So only members of your alliance can join, which is really nice. Right here it says create an alliance room. So that's really nice. I like that a lot. They don't have like it says create an alliance instead of creating what is it, a conditional room. So I don't know where they're gonna move the conditional room thing to. I'm not really sure what they're going to do with that, but we'll have to, we'll have to see. Again, here's the crest. There's lots of crests. There's 33 crests. There's more crests than you can have members, which is kind of, I think they're going to increase the amount of members you can have eventually. I think that's bound to happen. I think 50 is like the standard for usual guilds or something. So I think it'll be increased in the future, but this is just for them to test it out, see if their server can handle it. That's what I think, at least. Again, these crests, really looking forward to it. It's going to add a lot of customization. There's, I believe, a crest with Maritimus right there. So that's really nice. I'm going to look through the crests that they have because I'm not really sure which one I'm going to put just quite yet. Probably, if they have like a cute Brunhilde one, I'll probably put that. But I'm not really sure which one I'm going to put just yet. Again, I'll have to wait and see which crests there are because this is only, how many is this? 5, 10, 15, 20, and then you get like a couple down there. So that's actually a lot of them. Wow. Hopefully there's some better ones eventually. They should have, because we have these 3 dragons right there. So these 2 over here are probably going to be Jupiter and Zodiac. They might have some for high dragons or something. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. Again, I really like alliances. I'm super looking forward to it. They have the alliance thing right there. And it says check the alliance screen once per day to get items that are useful for challenging quests. Again, you're going to get rupees, you're going to get stamina pots, and you're going to get mana. That's what it's looking like. Hopefully nothing crazy good, so people who don't want to join alliances don't need to. That's all for alliances feature. But again, alliances is huge because not everybody plays in Discord or plays on Twitter or plays wherever, Amino groups or something. Nobody does that, or the Reddit, whatever. Nobody, like, not nobody. A lot of people do, but I would say less than 50% of the Dragalia Lost people who play the game actually do that. If you really sit down and think about it, there's a huge number of players who do not even know what Discord is. They don't even know how to communicate with other players. They don't communicate with other players. So this is going to be huge for those players. It's going to really help them out. It's going to really get them into the community, which I really love, and I love that they're doing that. It's going to be so much more fun to play with, your friends or, whoever's in your alliance. So overall, I love this alliance feature. I cannot wait for it to be released. Again, I'm creating the Tribute Discord, or not Discord, what? The Tribute the Tribute Alliance, as soon as it drops. I'll post it in Discord, of course, whenever I do. I'll accept probably just the first 30 people, or the first 29 people, I guess, because I'm one of them, who want to join. So that's probably going to be a lot of fun. I'm really looking forward to that. Now, new Astral raid features. The main thing here is that you can use 10. You can use all 10 of your battles, I believe all 10 of your battles, in one go, pretty much. Which, personally, I think kind of kills the enjoyment because... it kills the enjoyment, it kills the grind, it makes things easier. Now, I understand now Cygames is amazing as developers. They're doing this mainly so that the players who do not have enough time to do 10 Astral raids can just do this once and be done with it. But, and you could do 10 battles if you really want to, but there's really no reason to. You're just going to make more work for yourself for no reason at all when you could just do 10 of them in one battle, As soon as you clear the endeavors, you could just do that, and then it's going to be easy peasy and just get them all done. So I'm really sad about that they're making the grind infinitely easier, because this saves it goes from 1 hour to 5 minutes, you're done. So it makes it really easy, and I think it's great for people who can't play enough, but at the same time, I'm kind of sad because they're making the grind super duper easy at that point. Astral raids are just going to be a joke now. You're just going to do it once every weekend and then you're done. So that's kind of sucks, but I do think it's great for the players who can't do it often. Like I said, you can also buy Astral pieces. from the shop. Now, this one, 0 of 30, is probably going to be bought with gold, and then the other one, it says right there, diamantium. I'm not really sure how many. I mean, this one says 0 of 30, so I'm assuming that's 30 pieces. I don't know how many pieces are going to be in this one, the Astral piece set over there. I'm assuming it's 30 because you buy it with diamantium, and there's no way they don't make it 30 if you're buying it with diamantium. So, again, it's going to be somewhat pay to win, but at the same time, not really, because everybody's eventually going to be able to get plus 50 on all their stuff. So, don't stress too much about that. I don't think it's really big at all. So, but something that is big at all, very big actually, is how afflictions work. This is really, really interesting. Now, it's really cool how you can just like move the graph like that. But anyways, so they are changing how afflictions work. We will adjust the effects of certain afflictions adventures apply to enemies. There will be no changes to the effect of afflictions adventures received from enemies. So this is just how you deal afflictions to enemies. With the exception of afflictions that prevent enemies from acting, it will be possible to stack multiple afflictions. See the following chart for more information. Additionally, for the poison, burn, paralysis, and blindness afflictions, we will adjust the affliction chance for the second time honored when adventurers attempt to inflict the same affliction on the enemy. Enemies will now be more susceptible to becoming afflicted from the second time onward. So we have clarified the wording, which basically means that, of course, your affliction resistance of the boss is going to go up every time they get afflicted, but it's probably going to go up less. So instead of going up 20%, it's probably going to go up by 10%. So overall, you're going to get more afflictions, and it's going to really raise the DPS of not enemies, what was I going to say? Raise the DPS of dragons like Pazuzu. I remember I mentioned Pazuzu earlier. Pazuzu is going to be much, much better now that you can actually, you know, stack poison on poison. Right there, you can see right there, circle means a stack. So you can stack poison on poison, as well as the boss not getting super resistant to it right away. It's going to make, again, poison like Pazuzu and poison adventurers like Luis, Musashi, etc., much better. Eleonora as well. It's going to make them much, much better. Does Luis inflict poison, or was it Eleonora? Maybe both of them do. I don't remember. I think both of them do. I don't have Luis, so I don't know. I think both of them inflict poison, though. But Pazuzu is going to be great for High Mercury as well. Pretty much a permanent, I believe, 80% strength uptime. So that's really, really nice. Again, you can check this chart by yourself. The main thing I want to note is that Bog cannot stack with Bog, because that would be absolutely insane. Same thing with Blindness and Blindness, because that really doesn't make sense. And then also the ones that, you know, stop you from like moving, they cannot stack. So you cannot stop the boss just like death. You cannot sleep him twice. You cannot do that, unfortunately. You cannot stun them twice, etc. But you can do things like poison, burn, paralysis, blindness with some things, Bog with most things, well, you know, everything but itself, pretty much. So a lot of stacking, which I think is really, really nice, and overall it's going to help DPS a lot in terms of just overall DPS for bosses. For Mercurial Gauntlet, you don't need to worry about freezing and bogging the Roy Fafnir and Mercurial Gauntlet, because I remember Lily and Leviathan kind of conflicted with each other because freeze and bog, but now that's not a problem. So overall, really huge for DPS. It's going to help a lot in terms of damage. I really do like that change. I think it was very much needed. There's some data changes, a new indicator for worm prints, which is just some nice quality of life things. Overall, I don't think the new thing was necessary, but it is nice because some people didn't realize that there were new prints. So that's the thing. But again, here is the home screen background. We're getting additions to the home screen background. Fireflies to nighttime forest background, and shooting stars, which I think is very, very cute. I think it adds to the cuteness factor of the game. And of course, the cuteness factor of this game is through the roof at this point. I love it. This is going to be really, really nice. I'm probably just going to stare at the home screen a little bit once it's actually released. There's also some other changes, mostly quality of life things. The biggest one right here, bonus damage plus X, is now bonus damage plus X% for the dragon statues in the Halidome. I forgot what they were called. Dracoliths. The Dracoliths in the Halidome. So that's really, really nice. They're finally changing it. It took them forever. Like, it's been like that since the game was released. So it took them long enough to change that. There's also there's something else, I believe. They're reducing the time between treasure chests appear on screen and when they open automatically. So it's gonna overall improve auto battling features. I don't know why they didn't just make it so that your adventurers go and break the chest, but I guess that works. I mean, that's still a fix. And that's most of the updates. Hopefully you guys enjoy these updates. I'm gonna love these updates. My biggest fear with alliances, however, I do want to mention this, is that they make it that you need an alliance to do certain quests, or you know, like you need help from your alliance. Like I know in Grand Blue Fantasy you can like seek for help or something like that. I hope they don't do that. I really hope they don't do that. I don't think they will do that, since of course Dragalia Lost is already a co-op type of game. You're already going to be doing co-op. It's not. I hope they don't just like what's the word I'm looking for? I hope they don't make it so that there's like guild versus guild, you know, sort of PvP things because of alliance. I really hope they don't do things like that. I hope they just keep it as it's just a guild. You can talk with your guild and play with your guild. I hope they keep it like this and they don't add things on top of it. They're already kind of adding things on top of it with this checking alliance to get items and stuff. So it kind of worries me, but at the same time, I think it's going to be fine. You should be joining Alliance anyways. Have more fun. That's the main idea of Alliances. So again, I hope they don't do too much extra with, like, player versus player or players interactions, because if they do too much, that is a bad thing. I think what they're doing right now with just adding this Alliance feature is going to be amazing. I do hope they increase this cap, though. That's my main thing. I really want them to increase the cap. Overall, though, I love it. Really looking forward to this. It's going to be so much fun. Alliances, of course, Tribute Town will be created day 1. Day 1. It's like day, 200 or something? I don't know. It's been a lot of days of Dragalia Lost. Again, thank you guys so much for watching. What do you think about these updates? Do you love them? Do you hate them? I love them. I love them a lot. It's going to be everything. Let me know what you guys think. Have yourselves a great day, and until next time, have a nice trip.